And welcome on into another episode of Off the Wall here on ClaibsOnline.com. I am Joe Roderick, your host. We are driven by Munganash St. Louis Acura, and joining us now from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, our guest this week, he is columnist Benjamin Hochman. What's going on, Ben? How are you?
I'm awesome. Tell Claibs I said hello. How are you doing, Joe?
I'm doing good. I like the quarantine beard and hair that you have going on. Is you let us into your home and you're going to show us around all of the great memorabilia that you've collected over the years. As people know, you're a St. Louis kid, a Clayton guy, right?
Yes, Clayton High School. Yes.
And then stops before the St. Louis Post-Dispatch included Denver and New Orleans. So two great sports towns before coming back home to St. Louis. I can't wait to see what all you have collected over the years. And I can already see right behind you. It looks like I'm going to say something near and dear to your heart. The wall of the Post-Dispatch.
Yeah, and right before we jump into this here, I want to let the viewers know, like, I don't necessarily collect things that are, how would you say, worth anything. I collect things that are just like fun or memorable or quirky and have sentimental value to me. So as you'll see in the coming minutes. But of course, yeah, the Post Dispatches. I mean, these are the four front pages of the sports section from 2011, and I love this headline here: Philly Buster from the night of the Game 5 against the Phillies. That's one of my favorite things. So I just love having those on the wall. This here, I have it framed. This was, a lot of people like listened to lullabies when they were kids. I listened to Jack Buck specifically from this record, the 1982 Celebration record. I love this photo. What a great sports photo. What are the odds that everyone in the picture is wearing the red jacket except for the two stars of the team right there in the middle. Very cool. Good memories there. Yeah, in fact, we have a record player. Maybe we should put this on. I love this thing.
Now,
Very
you
cool.
weren't with the Post-Dispatch back in 2011 when they won that World Series and those papers were there. So was it your parents, they collected them for you and sent them to you, or was it something that you got once you started working at the Post-Dispatch and they just had sitting around?
I got the answer would be both. My parents would have it sent to me, the Post Dispatch, and these are actual posters that I bought and had them framed and had them up in my home in Denver at the time. It's just a cool mix of my hometown paper, my hometown team, and who knew that after the great Bernie Miklasz left the newspaper to pursue other things, I was able to become one of the new columnists for the Post Dispatch. It's pretty surreal, and I'm honored.
Very nice. Where are we going next?
Well, over here we have my shelf of junk. Basically, Joe, these are random things I've collected from over the decades. For instance, we've got Mr. T in a Cardinals outfit here, Cardinals hat. He stopped by Bush. These are actual Eugene Koo and Sungwon Oh nameplates from Spring Training 2017. Bought those at the authentication store at Busch Stadium. Just a lot of funky, fun stuff, as you can see. Oh my gosh, here is I put this in a frame. David Freese starring in the Emos commercial. I love this piece of art. Right, this art. That's the word, art,
Yeah.
right here, Joe.
And now
That's
I
what
feel
we're
like
for.
you need to accompany that with a picture of Jason Tatum, the new voice of emos.
Good call. Yes, I like that a lot. I'll make that happen. Of course, Budweiser Clydesdale's special thing. Oh, this is a rare thing here. This is the actual marriage ceremony. What do you call this?
Program.
Program. Thank you for Kevin Segrist's wedding. Former Cardinal pitcher Kevin Segrist.
Now, were you
Right
invited to
here.
that, or
This
were
is a
there
one of a
extras in the
kind.
clubhouse?
And I was invited to that. He married somebody in my wife's family, but I just love it. Here we go, man. So we got groomsmen over here: John Jay, Seth Maness, Colton Wong, Michael Walker. It was it was neat. One of a kind, random thing on my Cardinal shelf here. Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Let's go in the other room, Joe.
All right. We'll follow you. You lead the way as your wife is doing a great job as our cameraman here today and
Yeah.
taking us all over.
Yeah. Well, here we have things that are very important to me, such as Dr. Dre's The Chronic, Huey Lewis and the News, their album Sports, Caddyshack, an American classic. Do you have a favorite character from Caddyshack, Joe?
I go Bill Murray. If it's a Bill Murray movie, I go Bill Murray.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I mean, they're all great. I guess I, I guess I like Al Shervick, Rodney Dangerfield. I love the way he dances in it. That's always funny. Oh, okay. So over here we have another shelf of. Again, I don't want to call it crap. It's just like random stuff that I've collected.
And now, we
Right.
saw this a lot when we had Jen Langosh on a few weeks ago. Is as a writer, you are covering 81 home games a year. You're going on the road and doing other away games with
Yeah.
that too. And people in the press box, as many people know, they get a lot of the giveaways, whatever the promotional nights are. So I'm guessing, much like what we saw with Jen, we're going to see that with you too. Is a lot of the giveaways they come around in the second or third inning, and they put them right next to us there in the press box.
The problem is I also collect giveaways from all the other teams too, and also 80s TV shows, and also 90s hip hop things, and just basically anything like that. So it's kind of out of control. I'm surprised my wife lets me have all this up in the house. For like, you remember these starting lineups? Remember
Oh
these
yeah,
guys?
I own two of them, actually three of them. I have a Frank Thomas, anything that was ever Frank Thomas, I have, and then I have a
Very
Jim
cool.
Abbott and a Harold Bain starting lineup.
Oh
Yeah,
wow! All you need is the Ron Karkovice. Yeah, so here we go. This is I made a blue shelf after they won the cup. Just of random things I kept from over the years. Again, like none of this is really worth anything. It's just kind of fun little things. Like this is from the rink. I was in Boston for Game 7, so this is the score sheet they gave, the official score sheet they give out to the media after each game.
yeah.
Um, like this is invaluable, of course. Petro at the Petro Mart. I always thought that was a funny commercial, so I printed that out. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite things. Not Hall and Oates, but they made a poster Hall and Oates
Right.
in the early '90s. Again, similar to the David Freese Emos thing. This is my art.
Yeah.
This is frame worthy for
And
me,
with the
Joe.
with the stat sheet, I mean, that's something that people could say they were at the game. People could say they paid thousands of dollars for tickets at the game. Nobody is going to have, aside from people in the press box, are going to have that stat sheet. So
Good point.
yeah,
Good point. I'll take you up on that. I like that. Yeah. Oh, and then Brett Hall's starting lineup here. Layla, about the Layla bobblehead. Oh my gosh! But my favorite TV show of all time, obviously, is the Single Guy starring Jonathan Silverman from NBC. If I'm sure you recall that
right.
one. My other favorite show, also on NBC, was called Seinfeld.
I've heard of
And
that. Yeah,
and there was an episode called The Facility Jerry, for those that don't recall or need a little refresher. And my wife and I hosted a party, a Seinfeld themed party, and people brought gifts like a marble rye or a junior mint, a box of junior mints. Well, our friends Julie and Josh, they made a Fusilli Jerry for me and Angela. So we've held on to this, of course, forever.
and that's a lot
That was
bigger than the one that was on the TV show. So it probably took a lot more time to make.
Yeah, no question, no question. This is a lot of facility. It's actually making me kind of hungry. Yeah, my friend got me this the Seinfeld bobblehead from Shea Stadium, which is kind of a cool get. And I don't know if you can see back here, but we have a mini puffy shirts back there.
I see that. Yeah.
Just nothing that's worth really anything, but it means a lot to me and maybe my wife if I've talked her into it.
Is that Jack McBriar from 30 Rock?
It is. Yeah. Good eye. I like that. Yeah. I've got a Mary Tyler Moore autograph script in there from the show. Angela, my wife, and I love 70s and 80s TV shows. I got a Patrick Duffy autograph over here. This one's near and dear to my heart. Inexplicably, I fell in love with the TV show Dallas. Yeah, so here's P. Duff's wishing me congrats on the wedding. That was a big moment in my life.
So did you
Receiving
meet
that.
him to get that, or was that a gift to you?
It was a gift. My best friend lives in Cincinnati, and when he got married, I was in Vegas, and I got him Pete Rose. You know, Pete Rose signs everything out there in
Right.
Vegas, and he wrote like "Congrats on the wedding." So he reached out to Patrick Duffy and had him write the exact same sentiments to me. Congrats on the wedding. So that's kind of cool.
So I mean I have these feelings too. Like I have an autographed picture of Frank Thomas. I have an autographed bat of Frank Thomas. I have never met Frank Thomas though. Both of those were purchased. They were gifts given to me. It feels as much as I like having those up on my wall, it still sucks that I've still never gotten to meet him in person.
I mean, there's probably a way we could pull this off, right?
I've been
I mean,
trying.
it'd be a little creepier now with the coronavirus. Like I was saying, like if you showed up at his house in
Yeah.
January, maybe we could make it like seamless. But now, like he's not gonna want to be in a photo with you. He's not gonna want to be in a photo with anyone.
Exactly.
Uh, right. So I think you missed your chance, is what I'm saying. In regards to stalking first baseman Frank Thomas.
For now, yeah. For
Yeah,
now,
for now.
He's my white whale. I'll one of these days I'll get him.
I like it. Oh my gosh, what do we got here, baby? Oh yeah. The Stanley Cup. I don't know what this is, but it's awesome. And there's my wife playing the world's largest crossword puzzle right there. So now let's do the awkward walk and talk down the hall that doesn't have anything to show you as we go to another room.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that as you just walk along the way and you just
Yeah.
take us into the final stop in our tour of Shea Hochman.
This looks natural, right?
Right.
This is how a regular human would walk. Back here, Joe, is our office that Angela and I share, but I decorated. And it's similar motif of just random sports and pop culture stuff. I wanted to show you and the viewers this. It's the first and last time I ever made art. Donruss Diamond Kings were a special part of my childhood.
Yes.
I guess with the theme here, where like sports is beauty to me. And Cindy Crawford, 1992, and my wife. But here we go. I made this Donruss Diamond Kings. I just bought all these and taped them together and framed it. No two seasons are the same next to each other. No two teams are the same. And again, each piece is just a little slice of baseball heaven there, I think is the only way to describe it, Joe.
And what years are those cards from?
We've got, I believe it's like 85 to 89
Yeah.
are the seasons. So you got Jack Clark after the 87 season. He should have won the MVP, but Andre Dawson did. He would have won the MVP if OPS mattered back then. Because he had an OPS of like 3.4 or something like that, I believe was. I think that's accurate, 3.4 OPS. No, but he had a lot of walks. But anyway, yeah, here's Vince Coleman down here, Mark McGuire, Goose Gossage, just a lot of fun memories from the childhood.
And I guess in the 90s it would have been when they changed the way they made the Diamond Kings cards. They went from like the portrait of the head to an actual like an action shot, but it was still a drawn picture. And I know we're different in age. I enjoyed the animated picture action shot more than the portrait.
That makes me happy for you that you had that experience, but for me, just those words are blasphemy. Like, I mean, these are the way Diamond King should be, with the face that like 73% of them actually look like the guy himself, and then the little batter next to him below. That, to me, that's a Donruss Diamond King, Joe.
When I think of it, the one that comes to mind for me is Benito Santiago, and you just see like the tiny body, and he's getting ready to throw a runner out standing, so it wasn't authentic anyway. I mean, it wasn't.
Right.
So you already knew they were already way off. But the giant head of him with the helmet still on.
Yeah. Now Benito actually made the wall over here. Angela's got to navigate to get to it. But down here in the upper right corner of the 1991 Topps baseball poster, you'll see Benito makes an appearance on the wall, which is kind of neat. There's our guy in the upper right. Over here, Joe, I want to show you. I guess this is I respect all, what would it be, places of higher learning. But someone gave me this as a gift. I'd written an article, and it's so I think Mizzou fans will appreciate this license plate here that was sent to me by a reader. He wrote me a nice letter and all this, and basically this guy's actual license plate on his car. So I thought it was kind of fun. One of my best friends, John Sheehan, went to Kansas, so obviously I respect Kansas, but I could not put this up on my shelf of stuff with Mizzou.
No, that's a nice license plate for any Mizzou fan or Mizzou alum to
Yeah.
appreciate.
A lot of people. You mentioned White Whale in reference to Moby Dick, a great book, of course, maybe your favorite book. Similar to Moby Dick, I have Hello, Darling by Larry Hagman, star of TV's Dallas. Of course, played J.R. Ewing, the brother to Patrick Duffy's Bobby Ewing. And yeah, I mean, when you read this, it's his autobiography, tall and absolutely true tales about my life. It's similar. It's as if the Larry and Todd Gold took the sentiment that is The Great Gatsby and mixed it with the prose that is The Scarlet Letter. I think that's what you get when you read Hello, Darling. Darling. I thought that was an H. Hello, Darling by Larry Hagman. So there you go. And the obligatory bobbleheads from Busch Stadium you mentioned. Our friend Jen Langosh had those. I collect those. But more important than that, we got the DeLorean from Back to the Future, which I think is pretty cool.
So a lot of memories over your years, and it's not just your years of writing. You have been a lifelong Cardinal fan and a lifelong baseball fan, sports fan, and it's very evident as we take a walk through your house and see everything you've collected over the years.
Yeah, basically in 2015 when I took over at the Post-Dispatch, I had to put the fan part away and kind of be a focused columnist and calling the team out if need be. But the history of the team is something that always stays with me, and that's why I'm able to hold on to these things from the 80s, 70s, whatever. And it always, I just love we're fortunate as people from St. Louis to have this Cardinals past and present kind of just be part of our lives, and that's what makes it sad right now that we don't have baseball. It's like, goodness gracious, I mean, it's part of our culture, it's part of our way of life, and we don't have it right now.
Absolutely. Well, anything else? Any final memorabilia, pieces of memorabilia that you want to showcase us and you want to send us home with, as we've walked around everywhere. I don't know if there's anything left to see, as we've seen all the walls covered.
Yeah, that's I think, what do we got, baby? Just you can say it.
Billy.
Billy Madison. Thank you. Yeah, Billy. She said I didn't know what she was mouthing. She was mouthing Billy Madison. Here we go. Yeah. We've got, this is from the original press guide of the movie Billy Madison, 1994 Oscar snub. One of my favorite films, and Angela's, and hopefully yours too.
Absolutely. That's probably the scene where he's looking at the kid yelling, "Today, Junior."
Yes. Phenomenal. God, it's crazy to think how old these kids probably are now. They're probably your age, Joe.
I was gonna say, yeah, they'd definitely be in their 30s, I would think, by now. It's crazy to think that. Well, Benjamin Hochman from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, thank you so much for taking us through your home and showing us what you have on your walls, on your shelves, and everything else that you were able to showcase here today. We appreciate your time.
Always fun, man. Good hearing your voice. Take care.
We love talking to the president and chairman of Ameren, Illinois. He is Richard Mark.
Emergency Operations Center acts as kind of a central command center, and everything is dictated from there. They tell the crews that are out in the field where to go, where the main breakers are to go to de-energize the line, and then they verify that line is closed, and they're able to tell 500, 600, 700 people that are working out in the field exactly where to go to make the proper repairs to get our system back on in a storm situation.